Helping small businesses is good for financial institutions. Thriving small businesses become bigger accounts, they need larger lines of credit, real estate loans, and they're less likely to default on payments to your financial institutions. However, small businesses have big challenges. They may know how to design clothes or fill cavities or make furniture, but when it comes time to run, grow, and analyze their business, they may not know how. Large corporations can hire expensive consultants to run the numbers and find a path to success, but small businesses can't. SizeUp enables your financial institution to be a source of solutions to these small business challenges. I'll show you how using an example of an FI website that's recently launched. So let's say that you have a shoe store customer in nearby Santa Clara. What's some information that they would know about themselves off the top of their head that they could quickly enter in to learn information about themselves? They would know their revenue. So in this case, we've entered in $987,654. And SizeUp super crunches hundreds of public and private data sets to compare just that shoe store to other shoe stores around the country. You can see that they make less than the typical shoe store in their city, county, metro, state, and the United States. And in the map below, the areas in red are areas where there is more shoe store revenue, and areas in yellow where there's less. So the areas in red are places where they might want to open up a second shoe store, or perhaps target an advertising campaign. Let's look at another bit of data, such as the year started. So if they started in 2008, we just mapped the openings of shoe stores across the entire country. And you can, maybe you're not interested in the national or the state data, but you can see in the San Francisco Bay Area, there's a trend of more shoe stores opening. Or how about salary? Because salary is often one of the biggest costs for all businesses. So if you pay $30,000 for your average employee, are you paying more or less than your competitors? Well, SizeUp can tell you that in your case, you pay more. The typical shoe store only pays about $24,000 a year. And in the map below, you can see the areas where salaries are the highest in places like Marin and San Francisco. Or here, employees. So you may be a small business, but in your industry, you might be large. There are a variety of other variables and benchmarks. I'm not going to speak about every single one of them, but you can see things like cost effectiveness, revenue per capita, local turnover. And let's look at healthcare costs. Let's say you pay $6,000 per employee per year. You can see that you're actually paying $235 more than the typical business of similar size in your area. So you might want to talk to your vendor to make sure you're getting the value that you're paying for. Within just a few moments, we entered in a little bit of information. We'll click on the summary view, and we actually get a dashboard of our business's health. And you don't have to be a quantitative analyst to understand that red is not so good and green is good. The second thing a successful business is going to want to know is, where's my competition, suppliers, and customers? So let's say that we are a beauty salon in Beverly Hills, California. Knowing just those two things, we can then map the locations of all of our competitors. But at our beauty salon, we're going to focus and target models as customers. So we're going to focus on the talent agencies that will send their models to us, will make them look beautiful, and they'll get more work. Of course, we're also going to have to buy, so we're going to buy beauty supplies. So in an ideal situation, what we'd have is a place where there's not a lot of competition, but a lot of customers. And you can see in orange, there's a lot of competition. But again, visually and easily for anyone to understand, I can also see the area of green, where there's not a lot of orange. And that might be the location that I want to start my beauty salon. The third thing a business is going to want to know is, where do I advertise my product or services? So let's say that we're a dentist in New York City. Again, just knowing those two things, we can find out where dentists are making the most revenue, and it's in the area just south of Central Park. But maybe we're looking for an opportunity, and the opportunity is where are the most underserved markets so we can advertise to them. Making that change now, we can see it's Harlem and Astoria. Or maybe for our dental practice, we're focusing on households that make less money. So we're going to reduce it to households with less than 50,000. And it changes the data again. And now we can see it's areas by Harlem and Morningside Heights. So these are 3 key features of SizeUp FI: the ability to identify the best locations to advertise, where my customers, competitors, and suppliers are, and benchmarking my unique industry versus my local competitors. So SizeUp helps a business through all of the key phases of their life cycle. And at each of these phases, it can introduce your FI's products and services at these moments of relevance. Now, we showed just one example of SizeUp FI. There's different versions of our product, and it can be customized so that each FI has a completely unique solution on your website. So what SizeUp does is it empowers your financial institution to help your small businesses make smarter decisions through data. It also increases engagement and stickiness in your partnership with your small business customers. And this gives you a competitive advantage in attracting new customers and retaining the customers that you have. Please come by our booth to see more about what we're doing. And we also have a white paper about financial institutions, big data, and small business. Thank you so much.